everybody, TW here. I think it's time for a change. I've been doing some research and doing some reading and decided to reach out and ask some questions on a optic that I looked at for a little while. And there's an excellent video by Mr. Guns and Gear on this optic. A bunch of people have done really good videos on it. I was really excited when it came out. The look of it, the features of it, and I always said it was something that I would pick up if I had the need for it. And I found the need. What you see here is my competition SCR. This is the one I shoot for my 3-gun competitions. And what it wears is a, I was going to say millet. Is it millet? I think it is millet. Yeah, millet. There it says it right there, if you can read it. There we go. And it's a LPVO 1:4 by 24, 30 millimeter with a red dot, and it's got a circle dot inside. And I just love that optic. It is so fast. Down on 1 power with the light on, it's a red dot. It's a heavy, big red dot. It's a chunk, as most of the LPVOs are. My one big complaint about them is they're just tanks. They're supposed to be. They're heavy duty, durable, go to battle type scopes. But I don't need all that weight, especially on this gun. I've got a big chunky fore end, and I've got a big chunky barrel. I mean, that's a big honking barrel. It's only 16 inches, but it's a big chunky heavy barrel. And I really like the feel. This gut rifle swings like nothing I've ever seen. You get on target and you just swing with that. It just carries. It's smooth. Everybody who shoots this is really impressed. And on a bench, it's crazy accurate. This is a different brand. It's the barrel is made by, I hope you can read it. I can't really. There you go. R Guns 5.56 NATO 1 in 9, and it's chunky big. It's I don't think it's quite an inch, but it's close to it. Full length. It's got a big honking gas block on it. Full length all the way inside. Stainless steel. And I put it on a slick-sided upper because this particular gun cannot support a forward assist because the bolt that's in it is a modified AR bolt. It's only about this long. So it's cut off right back here. And then there's a rat tail tang that runs down inside. I've got some pictures. Let me stick them in right here. Okay, so now you got to look at what that looks like. And the spring is down here in the stock. Runs down through the stock, just like, and it looks like what it is, which is a Remington 1100, 1187 buttstock. Anyway, we've talked about this gun before. This is not about the gun. This is about a new optic here. This one has been really good. It's been a soldier for me. It's worked really good. No problem at all. I put a fast focus dial on it so I can zoom up to 4 power, down to 1 really quick. I got a level on it for longer shots. It's been really nice. Just a solid, really nice solid scope. And I want to try and save some weight. I want to get a red dot on here, and there hasn't been any that have really turned me on since or lately. So like I say, I had the opportunity for this one and I scooped it up. I had some bucks in my account and extra gift money, and I just said I'm just gonna spend a little bit of money on myself here and try and cheer myself up, get my brain off of things. And so I've been buying a couple molds, and I bought a couple red dots, It'll give me some fuel to occupy my brain and focus on these things, and hopefully survive my dilemma here. Anyway, I don't want to bring this video down. So let's take a look at what I've picked up. Let's get this out of the way and get the new box in. Bam! Primary arms. SLX MD-25. What really prompted this is this was just revamped, just redone. And what they did was maybe a couple more things inside, but the big thing is it now has motion sensing shake awake. Now this one here is the one with the fancy optic, fancy reticle. They make it with a red dot too. The red dot alone has something crazy like 50,000 hours, like 5 years of battery life. It's just insane. Left on battery life. Crazy. This one, I think, now this is where I'm not sure. I haven't completely read up on it, so I'm not positive. But it either used to be or it now is 20,000 hours of left on battery life. I'm thinking that I know it had a big drop from the other one before it had this motion sensing technology. So maybe it was 12 before and now it's 20. That's kind of what I'm thinking in my brain processing here as we're talking. But anyway, let's get this in close here. And not really a review. This is just a benchtop because there's so many good reviews. I can't come close to doing what these guys have done. So plus I'm not going to have any shooting in this video. So we're just going to look at the box and what we get and how the scope looks. And I think you'll be impressed as well. A center chevron with an arc and a bullet drop compensation built in, which is built in with a number of these ACSS reticles. And you can look up on them, but they're based around the average height of a man being 5'11" and the width of being 18 inches, shoulder to shoulder width. So the chevron distance on the shoulders will give you a distance of the person, and the height of the tower of all the dots. So it's got a chevron for, you got the tip of the chevron, you got the bottom of the chevron, you got the bottom of the chevron points, and then you got dots all the way down. And I think it takes you out to something like 500 or 600 yards with some cartridges. And inside, I'll show you, there is a breakdown for a number of different cartridges all the way down to 22 long rifle, which is wicked cool. This is 223-556, so we're going to be fine. That's what this is all designed around. But there's a look at the optic, and it's a handsome one. So there's a side view. Of course, we'll pull it out and you're going to see it itself. But 0.5 MOA value, so half a minute clicks on the reticle. 25 millimeter diameter, length overall 3 inches, 6.5 ounces. So it's pretty light. That's awesome. That's what's going to really be nice over there on that rifle. Windage adjustment 50 MOA, elevation adjustment 50 MOA, battery life 12,000, 50,000, illumination daylight visible, and it also has some night vision settings if I'm not mistaken. So there we go. Low power applications, night vision. Yep, I just said that. Continuous use. Let's get into the box here. And Primary Arms has really stepped up their game in recent years. They're making some awesome stuff. Oh, we got some stickerage. What do we got here? Looks like doesn't that look like Bruce? Kind of does. That's a cool sticker. We got a little thank you letter here from Primary Arms. The CEO, Marshall Lerner. Thank you for your purchase. Pretty cool. We've got a return. Yep, look at there. We got a return label in case we wanted to return this. That's nice. We've got some manuals. We've got a clean cloth, which they all send. That's nice. I don't know why there's two manuals. Let's see if there's a difference here. Reticle manual. Okay. So this is how the reticle operates, and this is how the scope operates. Okay. So here we go. Here's what I was saying. Precision 0. Oh, shotgun pattern. Yes, shotgun. Even shotgun stuff is in here. Shotgun pattern. And here we go, calibers. So we've got 5.56, 308, 6.5 Grendel, or 77 grain 5.56, 300 black, 7.62 by 39 supers, 7.62 by 54R, 9mm carbine, 5.56 with a 10.5-inch barrel. There's your 12 gauge. I'm sorry, there's your 22 long rifle. There's the 12 gauge. And there's 300 black with subs. All the yardages. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All set up for you. So you could do a screenshot of this, put it on your phone. You could take a picture and make a little pasty for your gun. That would be really nice. So here's the windages that I was telling you about, based on 18 inches. It also gives you leads. 300 yard, 18-inch center to center mass. So if you're looking at a person and they fit on that chevron, they're about 300 yards away. And here's the heights overall for distances, vertical, ranging, lifetime warranty. It comes with some Vibratite. Now this stuff is awesome. This is way better than, way better than Loctites. This is what you want to use for all your screws, the little teeny tiny screws on red dots. They always seem to come loose at the worst opportunity time. And this stuff, Vibratite, it's different than Loctite. Loctite, most of the Loctites, now there's all different kinds of Loctites, but most of the Loctites are on or off. Okay, so when they harden and firm up, they're on and they work. You break them loose and they're done. They don't work anymore. This stuff here has a little bit of movement to it, a little bit of vibration resistance. So it's a little bit gummy. So it kind of sticks more. It just works better for those tiny little screws. Plus it doesn't have as big a danger of twisting them off if you don't get them hot enough. It's really nice stuff. You can buy it, but it's expensive. What else do we got in here? We've got, we've got a base adapter to adapt to a different base. Which is nice. If you've already got some risers and you want to use this optic on a riser you already have, it'll save you some money having to buy another riser. Here's another one here, different height. Here is some tools. So we've got some different screws for different mounting. We got some tools. Nice features. Nice to get screws because you're always looking for the right size. Here's a different base for a different height. For 1/3 co-witness probably is what the difference is. Full co-witness and 1/3 co-witness, depending on where you want the dot inside where you want your sights inside your dot. Really nice features, just with shims. Really nice features. And the dot itself. Get this out. Let's get all this stuff out of the way because this is really cool. And I haven't even had this out yet, so we're looking at it together for the first time. Isn't that just a sexy bugger? Look at that thing. Very nice. Very nice. So this is going to give you a rise, and that one over there is going to be down farther on the gun. So we're going to see what we need over here, because this doesn't need a big riser. This firearm does not need a big riser. As a matter of fact, it's handy to have it way down, slammed down on the gun like a traditional firearm, because you don't have that different stock like you have on an AR. You want this lower. So this may be maybe too high. But let's get this off. Let's get this on. I can't show it to you. YouTube specs, YouTube rules. I was going to use this. This is a Sight Mark. They made these quick detach rings in a couple different heights with adapters for 1 inch or 30 millimeter. But I realized this is bigger, so it's not going to work anyway. It needs this base. I can't use this. I didn't realize, I wasn't thinking when I pulled it out, but that's okay, because we've got a couple options you saw in the box, and I think between those we're going to be fine. And this is where you'd use that Vibra-Tite, these screws here. I have had them come loose on me. I have had them strip on other sites. On my Romeo 5, one of these stripped, the front or the back, I forgot which, because I had the wrong length screws in there. You want to make sure they're long enough. I only engaged a couple threads, and they actually pulled out with the recoil and screwed up the sight. But I was able to put longer ones in, Loctite them, and they've been surviving. So, all right, let's pull this apart. Stand by. I'll bring you back. And it comes with these really nice covers. Formed rubber. Really nice. Wow, it looks really good on there. I really, really like the look. What a difference, too. What a difference. 6.5 ounces to, what, almost 2 pounds. There's quite a bulk here. So, huge, huge difference. It feels really good in the hand, but it's way too high. I put my face on here, and I'm looking, you know, down here on the bottom. So let's pull this back off. Let's put on that really low base. Pull this one off and try it again. All right, here's the mounting under here. And as you can see from the factory, it looks like those screws are a tad long from the factory. They look like they might be bottoming out in the case here, which is something you want to be aware of, because if you get too long, this base won't be rigid on here. It'll wiggle and move. Now it's rock solid. It goes in there in that peg, in that cross section there, and it's solid. So the only thing it could be is this way if those screws are way too long. So we're going to put some Vibra-Tite on them. We're going to put this back on, and it's going to be that low, which is going to be much better. Here it is as you open the package. And here's you can buy it in the tubes. So I'm going to save this. I'll bring it with me. Use it in the field. It's a one-time use pretty much, but there's quite a bit in there. So it's a shame to open it for just a tiny little bit and waste it when we can open this tube and have a cap on it. So this is what we're going to use. What you want. A little bit on the threads. Don't put it in the hole. Put it on the threads. Here's something else. These are very small screws. You can easily strip these out. You want to look and see what the manufacturer recommends for torque settings, and it's going to be inch pounds. So one thing you can do if you don't have a torque wrench, use the wrench, the Allen wrench that's provided this way. Put it in all the way down and use it this way, because you're not going to produce more torque, likely not going to produce more torque than is needed, because you just don't have the strength, or most people won't have the strength in their hands to over torque these screws. Now, if you really, really wrench on them, sure, I'm sure this way even you can get too much torque on there, but just do it until they stop. If you do it this way, okay, you're getting a whole bunch more leverage going way out on the end of this Allen wrench, and you could conceivably give it too much. So just do it this way and get it down really firm, and go back over them a couple times, and you'll find that you'll get a little more out of them every time you go around. But don't go crazy. Just make sure that they're all socked down. And there you go. So there it is mounted. Let's stick it on a gun. Stuff smells a lot like the old Testors model cement, and it's very, very gummy. But this is expensive stuff, but it's going to last you a long, long time. I recommend this over Loctite for those tiny screws. Okay. You can mount it wherever you want. Let me back you out because they're a little bit close. On your gun, you put it wherever you want. You want it way back here, you want it way up here, whatever floats your boat. I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong. I'm going to tell you what I like. What I like is always on the receiver, never on the forend. If you have to, on a scope or something long where you go partially on the forend, I think you're probably okay. But I would prefer that the locking screws stay on the receiver. If it goes a little bit forward onto the forend, but it's clamped on the receiver, no problem. On my red dots where there's a single one, I like them as far forward as they can go on the receiver. You do what you want. All right, let's take a look at this with the shoulder and see what I like. See what I think. I'm really, really happy. Much, much better. Really, really happy. Now this battery was in the optic when I got it. It was off, and I've got to have it up on 6 for me to be able to see it good inside here in the shop with all the lights on. So I'm thinking that the battery is probably a little bit worn. So I'm going to get a spare and keep it with the gun. I don't even know what it is. It's probably a 2032, but I'm going to do that. Really, really, really happy. This is a wicked cool optic. It just looks really good on there. It's going to be nice. It's so much lighter in the hand, so much lighter in the it just feels much better. I really like it. Really, really like it. I could make it lighter. I don't have to have this forend on, but there's not a lot of forends that'll go over that gas block. So I may have to go to something really short. Like I could go to a Magpul short, take it all apart, put the delta ring on it and go to real short and put that on. That would be lighter because this is metal. So it's got some heft to it, even though it's aluminum. That would be lighter. And maybe I'll do that. But I don't have a use for all this real estate. I don't hang nothing off the gun. It stays just like that. I don't need anything more on here for what this is used for. But I might want the weight savings. So who knows? Maybe I'll change that out and see. This style nut, I think, will work with a delta ring. I'm pretty sure it will. But anyway, whatever. Comes with a wrench, which it fits the base because it's a big, I don't know, T30, T25. That's nice. And these are T10, I think. So this will go back in the box. This is a really nice base, but it's not needed for what I got here. And again, these covers are awesome. So there we go. It was a little longer than the quick one, but I'm really impressed with this. I'm really, really happy. And if you're looking for a really good, nice tactical dot, this might be a good candidate for you. I thought about this for my pistol, the Ride-On, but I was worried that this base wouldn't work. And I know now that it won't because of the pick rail style, that big, bold, chunky crossbar recoil lug that's in here, and never would fit on the pistol. And this doesn't take rings. So I'm pretty much, it would never work on the pistol. But it's going to be really nice on here. The fact that you can get it with a 2-minute dot as an option. And it's a little cheaper too. I think it's about $40 or $50 cheaper. And the cost on this, and it goes on sale every once in a while. I believe it's under 200 beans. So it's pretty good. It's not crazy expensive. Really good reputation. It's been out for a number of years. It was tested for a while before it was released. If you watch Mr. Guns and Gear, he talks about that. He had the prototype and he ran it for a while and he was super impressed. I mean, he beat the heck out of it and he didn't have any issues whatsoever. So I was pretty sold. And my buddy just bought one of these SLXs as a 3 or a 5 power. 3 or a 5 power. I was going to say reflex, but it's not a reflex. A prism sight. I'm not a huge fan of prisms, only because the eye relief is so short. They're only good for ARs. But if that's what you're buying it for, you know, they're pretty good. And really impressed with the glass. Really, this glass is nice too, but there's no magnification, so it's easy to have nice glass with no magnification. That's 3 or 5 power, what he has. And I believe it's got a similar reticle. And he's got it on a brand new CZ600 trail that he picked up. He's been hunting for something for a while, and he bought a couple of different guns and trying to get there, not wanting to spend the money of the Q rifle. And he's happy with that trail. They run about $1,000. They're not cheap, but they're also, you know, less than a third of the price of the Q, and do the same thing. So there's that. I haven't got to shoot it yet, but I've handled it, and it's really nice. But for now, this will do it for me. Do everything that does, but it's not a bolt action. There we go. I could ramble on for a long time, but you guys know that. I'll get this out to the range hopefully pretty soon, and we'll see how it does. God bless everybody. CW out.